guys, and welcome to another special Christmas episode on the Joe Maxwell Show. As usual, I am a girl, Joe Maxwell. Today we will be picking one of the many topics that we've discussed on previous episodes, and that's because you have asked us to bring men on set to find out what their views are about this. Today we'll be talking about full disclosure, to reveal or not to reveal. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you're returning. So yeah, you had the firecracker episode earlier on. I've got a wonderful one and only Oyemykke, the very loud one. If you don't know him yet, I don't know where you are on social media. But thank you so much, Oyemykke, for joining us today. You're not usually this quiet.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No, I have a lot of people here now, so...
You're warming up, right? It's not just you alone.
No swimming, sir.
Thank you so much for joining. And Bamigboye, thank you so much for joining us today. Right, guys, so before we go into today's topic, which I know is very juicy, and I know a couple of you said I'd rather talk about full disclosure, we're in the spirit of Christmas. And I think I just want to ask, I want to do a little bit of baseball on my plastic. Let me just find out. Akin, first to ask you, what would that perfect Christmas present be? If you were to just have a perfect
Christmas present, yeah. That's easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not give me, well, a Ferrari would be nice, yeah, but a Ferrari on an empty racetrack.
Oh,
so
well, yeah, that's because you're... Do you know what? I think after this, I'm going to get you guys to really just quickly talk a little bit about what you do, because you're very interesting. To know more about you.
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe 30 billion for the account. That would be nice.
That would be nice. Can I be a best friend? So just in case we can be buddies together. How about you, Mike?
New Mercedes SMS.
Only?
2017.
Can I be the next person? Can I be the passenger?
I don't like to share.
You don't like to share? How about you, Ify?
Probably a 7-bedroom house in Cape Town with a pool right outside. I've just got back from Cape Town, so I'm loving that city right now. A fabulous home there would be nice.
Okay. Yeah, what
kind
of
girl?
that's I just don't know that it's in Cape Town.
Oh, Cape Town is fabulous.
No, I have been there, but I just don't know. I want a 7-bedroom house as well, but I'm not just sure it's one in Cape Town. But yeah, exciting. They're all monetary. What happens to well-being?
We'll get that. We'll get all that. That's fine.
Thank you so much, guys. I think what would be good, I know we've put the bio out there, and what would be good is briefly, like 30 seconds. Can you just pitch yourself in 30 seconds?
Pitch myself?
Yes, what you do, what you love, everything about you. 30 seconds.
I'm not sure 30 seconds is enough, but I love cycling. I love Formula 1. I love cycling, Formula 1, driving, blogging, fashion, all sorts.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gosh, I'm passionate about people, young people in particular. I love anything to do with engaging the mind. I love helping people get out of debt, so I'm very passionate about that. And just, helping people. I love anything to do with the arts, so writing, reading, plays, everything. That's me.
Brilliant. Thank you. Over to you, Mike.
I'm very passionate about this generation. I'm a motivational speaker. I don't cycle, but I'm just very passionate about a lot of things, and I have an idea about everything, so I like to touch on different kinds of things. There's really not much about me. I'm a very simple guy.
Thank you so much. Ify, over to you.
I'm very passionate about God and people. Anything to do with faith and people, I'm all over that. Follow my Instagram page at Tehilati.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go into the real thing today, which is talking about full disclosure. And the topic for today is, should you fully reveal it to your spouse or not? We know a lot of us, we always often say, I want to know absolutely everything about this other person. But do we really mean it when we say that? Are we really ready to hear the truth? We're about to find out from our guests whether or not they like to reveal it all, or they like to find out what the other spouse is up to. So over to you, Tolu. I'm just going to ask, right? Sorry, I would ask. I'm going to ask everyone. If we were to in your words, when you hear of full disclosure, what comes to mind?
Telling it all. telling it all, opening up your like little secret closet and just letting them have a free run. That's full disclosure.
Do we all agree to that, or do we have a different mindset?
I'd agree with that.
Okay, so if I was to pick on each and every one of you to say, Ife, do you believe in full disclosure? Yes or no? It's a yes or no. Do you believe in full disclosure?
I'm gonna have to say yes and no. Well, it depends on who's disclosing. Like who's disclosing here and what are we disclosing?
So hold on. So what are you trying to say? You'd like to be told everything?
Yes, of course.
Not necessarily you giving it all out.
Basically.
Okay, let's do a rain check. Full disclosure, yes or no?
Yes and no.
You can only choose one.
Well, to be honest, it's mostly yes, but I'm sorry, there are certain things that I feel like, and I'll probably explain that later on, but
we'll come
yeah,
to that.
It's 80% yes and 20% no.
Okay, well, I really want everyone to pick a yes or a no.
I think you're no. I don't like people sitting on the fence. I don't like it. You're no, because if it's 80% yes and it's 20% no,
you should be
then it
able to
means you're not sure.
Yeah.
I believe everything should be open. So you're no and yes.
Thank you for that. Women can be so complicated sometimes. So that's why
Well.
men here to just come and help us to, solve our complications. Over to you, Tolu.
Yes, with conditions.
You see, that's what
There's no sitting on the fence here.
No, I'm a yes with conditions.
That's the same as me as well. Yes, with condition.
I am a yes.
No, listen. I'm sorry, Joe. The point is simple.
So yes.
No conditions.
So it's yes.
Yes.
You can't be a little bit pregnant.
Yeah. There's no sitting on the fence.
But I can explain the conditions later. Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay. So we've got a no.
Yes, and the no can be explained later.
Okay, over to you, Akin.
It's a resounding yes.
Can you see how easy men can be? Women, we are just so complicated. Now you understand why we need the men to come into this topic and tell us what we should know. Right, so we've got the two men very 100% sure that it's a yes full reveal. They want to know it all. Now we're about to find out if truly they want to find out. Now, can you really handle the truth, Oyemykke?
My brand is based on the truth. If you know, at least if you know me already.
Your brand is big, but can you handle the truth?
Yes, I give the truth out every day because I expect you to give the same thing to me. I'm like this. My personality is like this. Everybody that follows me probably know everything about me. I don't have anything tied. So if I can share my life with people that don't even know me, I expect that. Not to talk of you being my wife or my partner, if you hide anything from... Because if I find out... Now, this is how I see things. If I'm with you, don't lie. Okay? From the day we go on a date, just don't lie. I would rather you not tell me if I ask you, just shut up or find a way to than you say, if you do that and I find out later, I'll walk away.
No, but that's the thing about full disclosure. It's not necessarily somebody asking you for an information. It's just some certain information that you just decided not to disclose. So I'll give you an example. I was watching a movie the other day, and it happened to be that the wife, the husband's best friend or friend, one of the friends, has had a one night fling before the husband came into the picture. Before they got married, they've had an affair before, and then it happened somewhere along the line. Oh my God! So actually, my husband knows this other person. What do you do in that instance?
Something like that has actually happened, and you have to. Let me give you an example. We went to one of my friends moved from Nigeria, came into the UK, and he called his boys to come and say hello to him. And we got to his house, and who opened the door? His wife. We had never met his wife before. He just said he's got married. Guys, come and visit us. And we got to the door, and lo and behold, a lady opened the door. And to be honest, that lady, have you heard of the expression running a train? Yes. So basically, it's in university in Lagos, the guy used to, I'm sorry to be graphic, but guy used to run trains on her. And when she opened the door, as soon as she saw us, she actually got on her knees and begged us not to tell her husband. Now, I thought that was a complete shambles. That was a no-no. Yeah. Because...
But they were married. They were already married.
They were now married.
Okay.
But basically, it's clear that she hadn't been very honest or about her past to
disclosure.
her husband. So we were left in a quandary. What do we do? Do we tell? Where does my loyalty lie?
So what did you do?
To be honest, if he had asked me how I knew his wife, I would have said so. Unequivocally. If he had, I wasn't going to lie to my friend. If he had asked me, I would have told him. But luckily, he didn't ask, so we didn't say anything.
You literally fully disclosed.
I would sing like a canary.
I'm sorry, there's something I don't get about that story.
Yeah.
You said if he had asked you, because
Yes.
something like that is, I'm currently in that kind of situation.
Wow.
But you said if he had asked you how you knew his wife, did you tell him you had met his wife before?
He didn't ask. That's the thing.
I don't get, that's a trick
Yeah,
answer.
but how would you know you've known her?
Yeah, how would you know you've known her before? How would he ask?
Because she was in our university and we were in the same university. He was not.
Okay.
So if he had come to us and said, "Oh, I see you are a bit familiar with," or if he had just asked me, "Do you know her?"
Sir.
Sorry?
There was no way he could have asked. Because if this
Yes,
was me,
that's what I'm saying. He couldn't have. We're lucky that he really didn't make the connection and therefore did not
I
see
think your point
any
is
point.
him bringing it up and saying,
Yes,
we
but
know your wife.
if he had asked me a direct question about it, I would have
but
told
since he
him.
didn't ask,
Since he didn't ask, it's not. Why should I have volunteered?
Okay.
It's
So
not my
let's-
business.
so he never found out.
I'm not sure, but to my knowledge, I don't think he did.
All right.
So let's kind of move things a little bit faster. So if I know you kind of went 80% yes and 20% no. Can you back that up?
Well, the thing is, obviously, first of all, I'm a Christian, so I believe 100% in full disclosure. And the kind of stories that have been told here, obviously, you should let your spouse know what kind of past you've had. And I think even for health reasons, like you wanna let everything out. You don't want someone to find out, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years down the line that you've had this shady past, or you've been an ex-convict or whatever. But when I'm saying,
point.
what I'm saying in terms of no is, I think sometimes when you're deeply in marriage, for the sake of that marriage, at times, full disclosure may not work. And I'll give an example in terms of finances. If you're married to someone who's reckless with money, I'm not going to disclose that I have £20,000 sitting in another account, because the second you find out about that money, you're going to spend it or blow it on something else. I remember one of my pastors saying that he always thought his wife was 100% open with him about everything. And suddenly they went through really hard times. Both their kids were in private school and they had no money to pay those school fees. It was his wife's backup plan that saved the day. Do you see what I'm saying? So even for him, he was so thankful. And I'm not trying to support, hiding stuff, but I'm just thinking
That's
you need
what
to know
you-
who your spouse is.
That's what you are doing.
No, but I think that for the health of your relationship, at times, not detrimental things like scandals and
Okay,
stuff.
so who draws the line about what is detrimental and what is not?
Yes, I have-
So
yeah,
you are not qualifying what qualifies as full disclosure, what doesn't.
No,
So
I think
it's
you
either-
would know, but you would know the person you're in a relationship with. If your spouse is reckless with money, I don't think it's beneficial to disclose every single amount of money you have to that spouse. You're
So
trying to
basically
help
you're
them.
advocating keeping secrets between spouses.
If my spouse is reckless with money, I'm sorry, dude. I'm so keeping it a secret, like.
So basically, if your spouse is reckless with women too, it's okay for him to. I mean, how does it work? You used a qualification reckless. So is that the
No,
is
but
that
if-
is that the qualifying
That's
factor?
why I said not detrimental things. Like, I think that cheating on
And
your
then when you're
spouse,
cheating and when you're both-
come on,
health
that's
issues and
health
everything as well.
issue,
Not that
yeah.
I support her, but I think I'm just trying to echo what she's saying. Let's dial a little bit back as well. Oyemykke, so I know you're single, right? Tolu, I know you're single as well. So let's move away from the married life and everything. As a single person, would you, yes would be the answer, but if you met a girl today, for example, and you met her before you guys had a chance to actually say much, you actually connect with her and you kind of see her like, wow, this can be the mother to my children. Now, assuming she's got a past, and when I say a past, like a similar past,
Randy.
right? Would you want to know? You are deeply into that relationship, like you just haven't had the time. Everything has just been texting each other and just phone talking. And you haven't had the time to actually sit down and say, okay, let's get to know each other, right? Would you want to know? Would you want to know the full? Would you want her to reveal?
First of all, the day you meet me your past is gone.
That's good.
It's a whole fresh start between us, okay? I made a video on the internet that went viral when I said, oh, you have to be a virgin. That video, I just wanted to create controversy, okay? The truth is, when I meet you, I feel like I'm meeting a brand new person. Everything that has happened is gone, okay? And whether they've run a train or you mean go have run a train on somebody, let's be honest, right? So I believe if I like you, I mess with the brain. I don't mess with this. I like, the sexual part and all these things matter. You get me? But I'm somebody that you can't even tell me what you want me to do. I do what I want to do. People's voices don't control me. I control what I want to do. So because some people run a train, I prefer you as my wife to tell me, because if in your case, if I were that friend and you guys mentioned it before my wife did, I'm leaving her. That's the truth.
That's the point.
There's nobody that can beg me. It's not because of the action. I'll just feel, why did you hide this kind of thing?
No, but that's the thing. There's certain things that even I want to forget. I want to forget that I was everybody's, go-to girl. I actually want to forget because I'm not about that life anymore. And genuinely, there's some people like that. You just take a new life, But how are you supposed to explain to somebody that you've met that, oh, by the way, I used to,
But
I think it's great. It sounds so great to say if you're not ready to reveal all, then you're not ready. I'm happy to open my life to you. I'm very open. So I'm a bit like you. Ask me whatever. I'll tell you. I have no shame. Like, my sin has been washed. No shame here. But can you handle it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if I come to you and I say to you, because that's why I put the conditions. So yes, on my part, but you need to know who you're dealing with. Some people they're not like you. They can't take it and say, from the moment I meet you, the past is done. They're not gracious. So they have a past, but they don't want you to have a past. If I say to you, for instance, I've had 15 abortions because at the age of 16 or at the age of 13, I became sexually active. And, the first reaction is, whoa, who's this girl? Yeah. And what am I supposed to do with this? I think not everyone's like that.
There's if anybody who truly cares about you, as he said,
they don't know me.
So let me respond to her as a single man and as a single young lady. I say something. I say, what will be, right? And if people walk out of your life
because they know of who you are,
to be in your life. That's how I do.
Exactly.
Now, if you are worried about how I would feel because you told me something that happened in your life, first of all, we don't deserve each other.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's as simple as
so
that.
would you rather now keep that? Because I'm not gracious. Hold on. I want you to look at this from a bigger perspective now. Don't look at it that I'm trying to beg husband, because I don't feel like I need to beg anybody, okay? Now, because you feel like I'm not a good person or I'm not gracious or I might get angry, you want to keep that kind of thing to yourself. Knowing that one day chances are.
Can I give an example, Joe?
I think, one second. I think what I'm trying to say in this instance, this particular chain of conversation is that I actually I have forgotten, I don't even want to remember that I have lived, that I was about that life. So it's not me consciously saying I don't want to disclose that information. It's just like you said, when you meet me, I'm a new person. Can this just be me from now going forward?
Well, that's an admirable thing, but that's not realistic.
So you really want to know, but I guess
I can give another example. A simple example. A woman was raped. She got into a marriage, and anytime the husband surprised her, physically, she I mean, what's the word? She had a fit. She almost had a fit. And he never understood why does she react in such a negative way. It was much later that he realized that, it did come out that she actually had been raped, and so surprise physical contact still takes her back to that rape. Now, even though she may want to forget it, the fact is, it's reality. Rape never goes.
And I guess
you live rape.
I guess that's what
you live with rape.
Life changing.
I'm saying life changing. Anything like that, I totally think that you need to let that person know. I don't think it's fair to go into a relationship with someone holding back things like I was raped or I had 20 sexual partners or whatever.
Yeah.
But where I'm putting my conditions is when you're now fully embedded in that marriage and there's certain things that you know are even going to affect your spouse.
I said that. I didn't respond to your point, so I've been about the finance. I understand that.
That's marital fraud as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
I don't think it is.
It's marital fraud.
It is.
Okay.
I'm totally against that.
It's marital fraud.
The truth is, if I'm showing you mine, and you know that because I've shown you that me, I'm a rubbish spender, and you now you have more money somewhere. I mean, I totally
Why don't you
agree.
show and say I'm not
Listen,
giving
if
you?
I ask you for money and you don't want to give it to me, it's your money at the end of the day.
Okay.
Hold on. I want you to look at it from this perspective, yeah?
But at least you know.
Money kan tí ó sí, àìsàn kan ò lè gbà.
Can you translate?
Sorry,
It
translate
means
that. I'm not Yoruba.
money that doesn't exist, no typhoid or malaria can collect it. Okay? If money,
Yeah, that's
if
what I'm not telling.
So now, no, that's you hiding.
That's
Not
hiding.
telling. Not
That's
giving.
hiding.
Hiding. That means
You can say
Do you
you
know
can.
when I see people that sorry, I need to
That's
say
hiding
this.
money.
Do you know how I see people that keep secrets? I feel like and we are in this same house. I'll be scared of you. I
Yes.
literally will be scared.
Exactly.
So
Well,
again,
then don't be reckless. If you're not reckless with money, I'll tell
That is
you.
a level of deception that has
Yes.
deeper meaning.
I feel like
Okay, can I give you an example?
Genuinely though, I think if I just come back to it, because I think that word about, people feeling like people are begging husband. You know when it comes to, sorry, I know marriage is a bit different because you're already in it. You've not had that experience, right? But somebody else has been through that experience. And they've told 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, and they've used it to emotionally blackmail them or to make them feel less than or whatever, and taking them back to a place that they've fought so hard to come out of. At what point do you say, I'm drawing the line here, no more? It's okay, nobody needs to know what I've done. Let's just move it forward. I'm the better me now. I've learned, I was young, whatever else, and keep it moving. Not every guy is like you. I wish they were. If they were, life would be easy.
I actually agree with that up to a point, in the sense that if you're just meeting somebody, of course you don't know who they are, you not even form the relationship, you don't even know if you can trust them. So therefore, at that point, why should you disclose everything?
Yeah.
But I thought if we're talking about a serious relationship, spouse, marriage, at that point,
yeah, you should.
You should say all.
I'll give you. I was watching. I think it was Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or something, where one of the ladies in there had a daughter in New York, and half the time when she was talking to her boyfriend, she gave the boyfriend the impression that, I do have a pet. This is ridiculous. She never said she had a child, but she kind of gave the impression like I have a pet that lives with my mom. Now they were still getting to know each other, but I guess for the guy, he was already like into that. Now that kind of disclosure,
that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Human being.
I feel like that should come up from day one. I'm coming with this extra much, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just me. You're meeting me. You're getting to know me, but at some point, I have a 3-year-old that you're gonna need to meet. And are you okay with that? Because if you're not, let's know each other's time. Like, I need to go home. I have a baby awaiting. Why are we playing this game? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
But what
I was talking about.
But what happens when the first guy you meet does the same thing? And the second guy, and the third guy, the fourth guy, and the fifth guy.
But each guy will still have to come into your child's life,
today
right?
After you tell them, you realize they just walk out. They just keep walking out. When do you take because for that lady for she to decide that I'll start calling my own child a pet, she must have reasons, right? So
if that were me and I realized that her pet was actually her child, I would walk away.
Yes.
So
now, when do you decide, you know what? I'm not even going to tell anybody about my child.
Something like a child that you can never hide, you can never take
away. Yeah, that's different.
For me, when you're dating with a child, I feel like it's a different scenario. Do you know why? Okay. Because it's a whole new human that you're introducing to this. And if that person is not mature enough to handle that situation, you can't bring them around that child. You're damaging much more than
damaging a child as well.
I agree with that.
So a woman that's been raped, or a woman that's transgender, or a woman that has had 15 abortions,
that's another thing.
doesn't need you to know that. Do you know why? Okay. Because it's got nothing to do with you.
Okay.
It's just this is gonna be between me and you. Maybe I'll tell you day 3. You don't need to know.
Let's use rape.
What I'm saying,
let me pick rape up.
Rape is a very deep one.
Or even transgender.
You actually subconsciously
want to forget.
No, you don't. It's not about wanting. It's you shut down emotionally. You talk about the mind. You know how the mind works. Sometimes your subconscious actually cannot handle the pain and trauma you've been through, and it shuts it down.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So in those situations, you can't say I've deceived you. If you tell me you've been raped, you'll be like, Because it happened at
Listen,
5.
but you know, one of the reasons why I am actually in favor of full disclosure is because from the moment you were born, every single experience you've had, everything that's happened to you, from the dog that bit you to the boss you missed on one day, has played a part in shaping you.
What if I don't remember?
What if you don't remember?
My father died when I was 14.
Of course,
when I was 14.
of course,
my child I don't remember.
Of course, there's some bits you will not remember. And thus, how can you disclose what you don't remember?
Correct.
You can't disclose what you don't remember. So that's a mood. But that, no. Marital, hang on, no. Hang on. Marital fraud is the intent. If you don't remember, you cannot disclose what you don't remember, and thus you can't be guilty of withholding anything.
See,
So
I totally agree with you, and I think that, I've said it before, you owe it to that person to tell them all of these things. And it might be like, I don't know, a few weeks to your engagement or your traditional wedding or whatever. I don't know. No. I'm saying whatever the case, no matter how late before that wedding day happens, you need to let the person know.
Now that you actually mentioned the marriage, I have heard of few marriages or relationships that the man or the woman,
not the best man.
just things, and then they only found out just a couple of days before the wedding.
It's still better. That marriage is better failing at that point than failing when the marriage actually has already started.
At what point do you do full disclosure?
I think I think it depends. No. I don't think you can put a time span to it. I think
I don't know how you people do it, but if I like you, if I actually decide that I like you, which I don't really like people, I'm passing messages to you. I'm telling you about this experience because I want to learn from you. So if I now pass one message to you that comes across that channel, and you now hit, and I did not know because I would not know, I'm not God. And fast forward to maybe 6 months later, I now hear that kind of thing. For me, let me tell you how my brain works. It will bring all the fire. No, first of all, bring all the fire. The conversation, how we had it. And I'll ask you, and when you lie, I would know because I'm your partner now.
Yeah.
And if I realize you're lying, like my spirit literally just disconnects. I feel like you can kill me, first of all.
Okay, sorry, can I say this? I think that we cannot put any time span to when you fully disclose.
Absolutely.
It's unique to every relationship. So some relationships can handle it at day one. Some relationships can, and then the situation.
It depends on the seriousness.
Exactly, on the seriousness as well.
Just echoing what Ify said earlier, and I think we talked about this in the previous episodes when we talked about full disclosure. Now, there was on Facebook, I think this was about 4 years ago, there was this story. You might even know, you might have read about it because it's similar friends that put it up on Instagram, Facebook. And the story was about this woman who, well, she must be well up and maybe married, so I don't know the situation.
I know the story you're talking about.
Yeah. And they were renting, and they had to move from where they were renting to another house. And they moved into that house, but they didn't have enough money. And so therefore, they had to pull money together. So the wife borrowed money from other people. So they pulled money together, they rented the house. And then 2 years later, the landlord said, "Oh, I need to increase the rent by 500,000 naira."
Oh, I get that. I remember that story.
And then
it turned out the wife
tried to go and help. And I think all along the while, the husband was thinking, what kind of landlord is it that will just increase by 500,000 naira and everything? Anyway, it turns out that the wife actually owned
the property. Yeah.
Now
that's a scam.
That's fraud. That is fraud.
For me, I don't because I don't know the full story. I'm guessing that the man is someone who doesn't know who is a bad money manager.
Even
if he was.
I'm not saying
that's criminal.
That is criminal.
That's fraud.
The man must be really, and again, I know of marriages and I know of lots because of this. When we do
Hang on, let me.
1 second.
Yeah.
People send the real life stories, and I know people who've been married for like 12, 15, 30, 20, 15, whatever years, where the woman has constantly been the breadwinner and the man has just been literally sitting on his back half. So I'm just assuming that's that situation, and if it's that situation, then
so why increase?
Okay, so why are you increasing the rent?
Why increase the rent?
Hang on. About those assets somewhere that because of reckless spending. In divorce, the courts seriously frown on somebody withholding assets.
Well, that depends on what country. What country are we talking about?
UK.
No, it doesn't work in Nigeria.
Well,
obviously.
no, we're not in Nigeria. We're in UK. So you can't, if you go for divorce now, and there has to be full disclosure in this divorce. The minute the court finds out that you actually are withholding assets, you will be punished big time. So in divorce, if it matters, how can it not matter during the marriage?
During your divorce, you tell them it's an offshore account.
There are ways around it.
Hang on. That's not the point. That's not the point whether you can hide it successfully.
So can I go back to this point?
Do you know how many people are punished because they were withholding assets?
Okay, can I go back to this point? So when I raised this point, I wasn't talking about assets. I think that assets is like a whole
20,000 is an asset.
No, it's cash. I'm saying I'm talking
cash
about
asset.
money.
It's an asset.
Well, asset, yeah.
It's an asset.
First of all, let me just retrace my steps. I was actually talking
backpedal.
Yeah, backpedal.
Okay,
I wasn't talking about the UK because I think that the laws in the UK are totally different. I was talking about Nigeria. I think that in Nigeria, first of all, the system does not pay families, especially women. And in terms of the culture as well, the way a non-Nigerian will react to financial situations is very different from the way a Nigerian man react. When you're saying you don't want me to keep anything from you, that's if I tell you that I have 20K and you'll be like, oh, okay, you're not going to give me, cool. But how many Nigerian men do you know that would ask their wives for 20K
if we're talking
and
about
she doesn't disclose and you're like, oh, babe, that's
if
cool.
If we're talking about Nigeria, how many, it's a very silly man that will collect money from his wife.
Oh, boy, it happens.
Why
it happens
would you?
all the time in Nigeria.
Why would
It
you?
happens all the time.
What's your take on this?
See, no matter only with about job and person
He's coming this year again. I don't understand.
If you throw what's that thing that they use in farming and farm, it will still land flat. All this going corner, finding where
yes, exactly.
Stories that you people are saying, it's still just it's parabolating and not sure. The truth is, whether you have 20K or you have 1 million or you have 500 pounds. Or £1, and at a point in time I didn't have that money, or we all believe. For me, it's deceit.
It's deceit.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
There is no in front of God. There is
who can Google the definition of deceit?
If we say in this house we don't have £1, okay,
but you have
20K 2p or £100 in your room, as long as. Because me, I deal with everybody. That's why I said.
Okay, can we ask a question, Joket? Sorry, can I ask a question?
For me, because I would deal with you like this. If I don't have, I don't have. And if I have, I'm not giving you. I'm not giving you. I have.
Exactly.
Deal with me.
Exactly. I prefer that way.
You now switch. And
Translate.
And that thing is gonna kill you.
Okay, sorry, guys. Let's put this in perspective. Yeah. Say you have a sister, for example.
Yeah.
Your sister has a husband. He doesn't really meet his financial responsibilities. It's time to pay the rent, and the rent doesn't get paid because Mr. A has spent the money on babes or whatever it is that meets his fancy. And every time your sister keeps coming to you and crying about money. Okay. Would you keep telling her? Meanwhile, your sister has a good salary. She has good finances. Would you keep telling her every time Mr. A comes to you and says, "Do you have 20K there? Do you have £500 there?" You just keep because that's foolishness. Some people's children will not be school fees will not be paid. No food.
You can say you have and you're not giving.
Listen, I believe
it's better than lying.
Well, if you have a husband, there's some men that would respect that. 80%, and I stand corrected, but 80% of Nigerian men will not fall for that.
If your action is actually to favor the family, as you just explained,
but the guy doesn't care about the family, though.
In that scenario, right? She's keeping her money so that she can meet their needs,
the family needs,
because the man is not pulling his weight. In that case, she's actually being noble. I have 20K. It is for this. I'm not giving it to you.
But sometimes you don't know what it's for. You just
he will come up with something.
Why do you have to lie about
it? In some scenarios, he would always. There are some men that would always find something for that money.
But why? You know what you would do? Leave that kind of man. If you are,
you're married, you have kids. You're married, you have kids.
Listen. All of this you are saying.
It's perambulation. What did you call it?
You are just creating excuses. If you have a man that is taking from you and is not giving to you, and you believe that relationship is not healthy because of the way he spends money, and you know that it's coming to take, leave him. It's not compulsory.
So I think all I'm
That's a
hearing,
whole different
all
level.
I'm hearing is, I know that women are natural, the natural.
They are naturally secretive.
No, not secretive. We're very maternal. We plan.
We want to make sure our kids are not starving.
Well, if you have to employ deceits in order to.
How would you feel? Actually, pause. How would you feel if the story were around?
It happens.
What happens though?
Your wife likes Gucci. She likes designer. She likes which is normal for most women.
No, most women will not accept that. Most women will not accept
and
it.
you now come and the man is saying that we are all broke in this house.
But men do that all the time. But men do that all the time.
It's wrong.
Men do
It's
it
wrong.
all the time. And I think
It's wrong.
I think back in the day, I heard of a man.
It's not a man or woman thing. It's just you
just
shouldn't
Can I
do it.
Can I just say, I know that this has always been happening. Men have always been doing it. Women have just probably started getting
wiser. Yeah.
I know of a man who died, and the day he died, his wife had no idea of his investment, had no idea.
That is nonsense.
Of who he owed or who was.
That is nonsense.
Luckily for her,
Businessman.
That is nonsense.
What if he died and they didn't have a
Exactly.
It's gone.
It's gone.
oh goodness gracious! I knew this was going to be another roller coaster firecracker. I didn't think it was going to be an easy one. It wasn't easy with the ladies, and surely not even easy with the gents on set. Now I know we have got lots of questions there that we haven't asked at all, and I know you're thinking, oh, they haven't talked about this. You can join the conversation by just leaving a comment. Leaving a comment. Let us know what you think about this. If you want us to revisit this topic again, I'm all yours. We will be doing that. And that's it for us on today's segment. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas as you're watching this. But before we go, I think it would be good to let our guests kind of give us a nugget each to this. I know they have different views and opinion based on principle and based on people, but I think what would be good is to kind of leave this episode knowing that Akin or Tolu or Ife or Oyemykke said one thing. So I'm just going to start with you, Ife. If you were to give a nugget out to the women or the men out there about full disclosure, what would it be?
Well, the principle is sound. Full disclosure is absolutely non-negotiable in your relationship. But whether you're male or you're female, when you're married, be wise. Like if you have a spouse who is very reckless with finances, I believe disclose to them the excesses and make sure that the fundamental things that need to be sorted out in your family are sorted out. That's my take.
Thank you very much. Oyemykke?
The key is to stay 100%, whether man or woman. If I find out, I'm gone. So be real with me. If I come to you real, be real with me. If I come to with pretense and you see something, you can be that. But when somebody is 100% with you and you think because they are reckless, you want to be 89%, you are a thief. That's my opinion. Yes, if I come 100, give me 100. If you come 80, let's go 80.
Okay. Thank you so much, Oyemykke. Over to you, Tolu.
I say be open, but as a word of caution to everybody else, also learn to be gracious. So as someone's being open to you, be gracious back in return.
Thank you so much, Tolu. Over to you, Akin.
For me, it's simple. If you're not ready to be real and to disclose who exactly you are, then you're not ready for that level of relationship. For me, it's very simple. All your experiences, good or bad, have made you who you are, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Whatever you've been through, why be ashamed of it?
Thank you so much, guys. And I will end today's episode by saying that every relationship has its own DNA. So regardless of anything else we've talked about, you need to know who you're with, understand yourself, and find someone to live in the middle. And that's it for us today. I am your host, Joe Maxwell.